Let's get started. So, okay, yeah. So let me just break it down very quickly. I've got 44 slideshows with 44 charts, all with different scenarios, not 44 different scenarios. I think about 6 or 7 different scenarios. I'm going to ask your opinions on them. I'm going to ask questions on them. I want you to tell me what you're looking for, why you're looking for it, X, Y, and Z. Okay? And if you're wrong, you're wrong. Doesn't matter. I wouldn't feel away. So, chart number 1. I want everybody, or, oh yeah, I might have to unmute. Oh shit, hold on. Sorry, I just unmuted everybody. There's a lot going on in the background, boy, families and everything. Okay, so this is chart number 1. If you look in the top left corner, you will see the time frame, okay? I want you to look at this chart. I want you to identify on this chart the direction of the market, the structure, and what you are looking for, okay? So unmute yourselves for those that don't have too much background noise, or if you do, unmute, give the answer, unmute back, okay? Just like the course, I get everybody active and involved, and I want this happening for this session now.
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on?
That's a break. I'm waiting for a retest back to the last hit.
Okay, fine. So somebody says this is a break and they're looking for a retest back to the last.
Yes, right there.
For that retest. Okay, fine. So that's your opinion. We appreciate it very much.
Hello.
Can we have somebody else's opinion on this, please?
Yeah, you want a lower high to form anywhere below the last lower high.
Okay, so looking at the structure, Bubsy's saying that we want price to form lower high underneath, anywhere underneath where?
The last lower high. So,
okay, so the last lower high. Would
5 candles back, 4 5 candles, that's it.
Okay, very good. How many people agree with the last lower high? How many people are banking on price to come back to this level as a perfect retest of the structure?
I agree with lower high.
Very good.
Agree.
So we have lower high.
Agree with the lower high.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, very good. So the our friend who mentioned this structure here, that's completely fine. It doesn't mean that you're wrong. All it means is what we're trying to avoid is banking on price to come back to a major level in the market to retest it. What happens with things like this is you build hope that price will do what you want it to do. And then guess what? You end up disappointed, or you end up taking trades prematurely. And guess what happens? You enter, the price moves down, you get super excited, and guess what happens? The price rallies against you, comes back in and below the previous lower high, creates a new lower high of the major structure, and guess what happens? The price rallies to the downside. Now, that being said, it doesn't mean that the majority who have just mentioned that they want to see a lower high of this structure are correct. You might be right, but we'll figure this out. So we're looking at this as a major level in the market, okay? As long as price trades below this level, we're good for sells. Because if price comes back to this level, what would we look for?
Double top.
One person says double top. That's very good. Anybody disagree or agree with that?
Agree.
Agree.
Very good. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Fine, no problem. So let's continue with this. So look at the structure. Same 4-hour time frame. What has price action done?
Double top.
Bearish.
Okay, we know. Is it a double top yet?
Not yet.
No.
So let's keep
Big bullish momentum.
very good. So we do have bullish momentum. That's very good. But it has come back to a major lower high. Now, because we have such strong bullish momentum, are we looking for buys?
Not yet.
Okay, what are we looking for in this structure?
Another candle close below that line.
Okay, fine. That works also.
Rejection. With
Very
rejection.
We need to see some sort of rejection, okay? Now, the reason why we need rejection is because we need to see what with this bullish momentum.
Exhaust.
Very good. And that will start to indicate what pressure in the market.
Sell.
Bearish.
Pressure. Bearish pressure.
Correct. That's the right words. Bearish pressure. Not that sellers are taking control, just that there's bearish pressure. In order for you want to get into a trade, we need to be on the right side of momentum and on the right side of market structure and on the right side of the pressure in the market at a single point in time. Okay? So that being said, the scenarios we can look for right now are what?
Well, actually both.
Say it again.
Well, actually both scenarios. If it's like a bullish momentum, then we may have to wait. Or like if there'll be bearish pressure, there'll be like a break in back into the structure.
Okay.
And retest and continuation.
Fine. Okay. Now, if we don't get the breakout, break back in, retest, could we also look for price to now start to exhaust this level? Push down.
Reject.
Correct. Reject it and make what?
Low high.
Very good. And the final scenario we can wait for a sell is for price to pull away and do what?
Jeez, man.
Come back for at least a clean double top. How do I identify that? Price needs to leave this area, come away, show some indecision, come back, push away, and then come back. Now, this is not going to happen immediately, but what we're trying to illustrate is we need price to leave this level for a period of time and then come back. Not just one candle down, one candle back. That's a different scenario that we'll go on to in a minute.
You said that price needs to go away and come back for a double top. Has it already done that?
Okay, so figure this out. Oops. Stupid thing. Right. Think about this. This is, at the moment, structure of the market down. Okay? This is a structural low. This is an area in the market where price failed to break above. This is a structural higher low of this structure. This now indicates bullish pressure. This now is what structure?
High.
A higher what?
High highs.
Right. Once price breaks and violates this structure, this indicates what pressure and structure or potential structure in the markets?
Bearish.
Correct.
Bearish.
Once price comes back to this level, the structure again has now changed. We need now price to show signs of depletion, bullish pressure, for it to then show signs of bearish pressure, and then confirmation that it's failing to break above and then continue. What everybody needs to start to do is not collect too much data from the left. Try and figure out what has happened at this moment in time, what is happening now at this moment in time, and then collect new data and realize that what's happening now is a whole new different behavioral pattern. Okay?
Most of the time, this big bullish candle, the next candle will be at least 50% from this candle bullish, bearish. That's right. Mostly if this happens.
Okay, that's fine. Let's see what happens. I know why you're saying that, because we expect price to retrace and we expect price to leave a wick before it either goes up or comes back for a retest. But let me be very clear. When you see a strong bullish move to the upside or a strong bullish move to the downside within a very short space of time, what usually influences that move?
News.
Right. So after an impulse move by news, more often than not, you'll get a what? Right. So
like a sharp return.
Yeah, fine. However you mention it, the point is price more often than not will retrace. This is not a news inflicted candle. Well, it is actually, because it's huge. That's fine. Based on that theory, we could potentially expect price to retrace. But what I want to mention to you is do not confuse a news inflicted candle with a strong bullish or bearish momentum candle.
Okay.
Just bear that in mind. A news inflicted candle and a strong bullish and bearish candle are not the same things.
How do you distinguish that?
Well, look at the average range of this candle compared to all the candles to the left. How many of these big candles do you see?
Well, it does make sense, but you told us not to look to left.
No. I said for structure. Identify the range of these candles.
Oh, I see. Yeah, where the orders actually. Yeah. It makes sense.
I could see at least 3 candles in this chart from this big one.
So this candle here, you're telling me that this length of this candle is now the same length as this one? Is the same length as this one?
Yes.
Oh, they're all smaller.
They're smaller, bro. Come on.
No, it's not.
And this one, is it the same size as this candle? Right. This is not a debate. This is me telling you to look at the markets logically.
Yes.
Right. So look at this logically. The range of this candle compared to this one, and this one, they are big, but are they as big as this one?
No way.
No.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to get too technical. Let's just think logically. That's it.
Okay.
And all I was trying to illustrate, that doesn't mean that I'm calling you stupid or that you were wrong. Just means I'm just trying to help you. Just like we saw today, okay? On majority of the euro pairs, we had a huge impulse move to the downside. Before then, we had a huge impulse move to the upside. And then what happened? The correction. So more often than not, if you see candles of this average range, the theory of what you just said, that price will retrace 50% to either come back for a retest or to create a wick and then go down is correct. So I'm just trying to advise you. News inflicted candles, you can expect that to happen. With engulfing or large bullish and bearish candles, try not to expect that to happen too often. Because what that will influence you to do is take what from this level because you expect it to do retrace. What will you take?
Sell.
A sell. And we don't trade resistance support. We need the evidence, okay? That's what I'm trying to protect you against.
So basically not trade news.
Well, yeah, that is obviously very clear as well. We do not want to trade news. Okay?
But basically, if you look at the strong candles also, after a strong candle, more often than not, the following one is also a strong one. You can see it.
Yeah, very good point, Chris. And that's something that I've mentioned many, many times before. More often than not, if price is in strong momentum and there's strong candles, you're going to get strong candles that follow that after. Okay? We don't know for how long, but it happens. And that's what we try to manipulate. We're not going to go into that theory. Anyway, let's continue studying structure. So this is the hourly time frame. We had the strong momentum push into structure. We know that we're looking for sells because prices come back to the major lower high structure. Can I ask, is this structure sellable?
No.
Yes.
So somebody, all right. So
I would sell it.
Who would sell it?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I would.
I wouldn't sell that yet.
I would definitely
I would
not.
sell it too.
It's still like rocks, so like a big bullish momentum.
Very good. So who said that?
Me, Pavel.
It's also ranging.
Right. Very good. So look at this. We have a market structure that's ranging, and we have price that's still pushing up with the bullish momentum. Is this structure you really want to sell into?
No.
Well,
No.
Majority of people said yeah. The thing is, right, I don't want to... Yeah?
Is this indicating that price is rejecting from this level?
Right. So we do have the rejection. This is indicating sell pressure based on
that's it.
sell by structure. But
Well,
based... Hold on. Sorry.
I'm in big time frames in 4H. I am sell buy, so I am looking for rejecting from this level.
Yeah, but this is Debo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Debo, you're a swing trader, bro. So you're gonna take this trade and you're gonna have your stop loss up here.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, fine.
Yes, you got me.
Of course, we need to see the momentum shift.
Correct. Right. So Debo, just be a participant and just help encourage what we're trying to teach here. Don't bring it up. All right, so that's correct. Somebody says,
get him out of it.
no, man, can't do that. Debo's the man. So, right,
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
we want to see this momentum shift, okay? Now, tell me, what kind of formations are we looking at? So we have a structure that's showing bearish momentum. We have a lower high formation. Price rallies back to a major level in the market, and we have price failing to break above, indicating a strong level, but with bullish pressure. What structure do we need to see? Somebody tell me the first arrow that I'm drawing.
Lower high.
Okay, so that's not going to be the first arrow. That's what we're looking for. So it's going to be momentum down. Price
pullback.
Right, to create, one person said a lower high, and then the guys, if you're unmuted, just be careful with the noise, please. Thank you. And then if we don't get the sell on the lower high, what could we look for?
Break of support.
Well, we have the break of structure. So
exhaustion on the 4 hour.
Double top.
Very good. Price to come back for a double top and then sell it.
Oh, yeah, missed double top.
Rox,
Yes.
could we, in this situation, wait for the price to go up and then break back in and sell with momentum, or?
Okay. Okay, we're gonna get onto that.
Okay.
Very good. We can have the breakout, break back in, retest, and then sell. We're gonna get onto that.
Okay.
Works.
Yes.
Okay. You know, this is the 1 hour candles, 1 hour time frame.
Correct.
So I think if it was the that maybe that's why we saw that it kept it couldn't break through the resistance point, because you know, on the 4 hour it was just like one long candle or two bullish candles.
Correct. So this is the structure here.
Yeah.
We've moved on now, bro. We've moved on to more
Okay.
4 hour candles. So we're just looking at this at the moment. Okay.
Well, Rox, there's a one simple problem. It requires too much patience.
Who the hell?
I agree with this.
Debo, shut up. Who said that?
Again, me, Pavel.
Pavel said that.
Yep.
Yeah, well then, bro, you just keep blowing accounts then, yeah? And this is for people that are patient. You need
Patience.
Yes, you need. I'm only joking, bro. Come on, man. You know I've got love for everybody, but you need to be patient. Okay? If you want to be involved in the quick rich scheme, then invest your money in lottery tickets. I promise you, this is a
That's true, man.
life. This is a skill for life, and if you learn to master these basics and this skill, I promise you, is going to take you places. Good things in life don't come for free, and this world is not crazy enough to reward people that are not deserving. So exercise patience, exercise some discipline, and make it happen. It may take you 3 months, 6 months, a year, but for those with a mindset, and I know your mindset's not like that, bro. I know it does take a lot of patience, but I'm saying for those that can shift their mindset towards that road, I promise you, this will give you everything that you need. I don't care if you become a millionaire or you earn the same salary in your job, this will change so much for you.
Yes, man.
So let's focus on that. And I know you didn't mean it, bro. Well, I hope you don't. But
no offense taken.
It does take patience. You're damn right. But we can make it happen, okay? And you'll get to a stage, and I hope this session here will help everybody. And this will be the only session you need. Once you learn this and the illustrations that I'm showing you, you can go and study this. And I promise you, these are all the patterns I trade and teach in the most simplistic way. With your participation, you can go and watch this 10 times, 20 times, and I promise you, things are going to change, okay? So now, we've got some scenarios. We know what we're looking for. We know we're not selling now. Price is moving sideways. Momentum is still up. We need a shift in momentum. A shift in momentum means we need we've got price showing that the bears are not letting the bulls take over, but we need the bears to take over this momentum after this strong bull rally and this confusion that's happening right now. Let's see what happens. From that major level, We can see price has done what? Pushed away from this level, pushed away from this level, pushed away from this level. Price has finally started to do what? Break these structure lows and close below them, indicating a lower low of these levels here where price was failing to break before. Now what has price done?
Made a lower high.
A lower high. Now, you guys are probably asking me, well, is this not a lower high? Is this not a lower high? Well, it is. Can you sell these? Probably you can. How do you get into these trades? Using your lower time frames and getting in. But there's one very, very important thing I want you to notice. And somebody mentioned it. Price was failing to break a structure for a very long period of time, which we called a sideways moving market or a consolidation. We finally had price violate structure on numerous occasions and finally made a lower low of structure that it failed to make a lower low for a very long time. Now, based on that movement of breaking the structure, we had a strong bearish rally with hardly any exhaustion to the downside until we broke this level. And what do we say? After a push, we expect what to happen?
Pullback.
Very good. Pullback, retracement, and the structure that we see on a daily basis is a push, exhaustion, lower high, push, exhaustion, lower high. And same for the upside, a push, exhaustion, push, exhaustion, push, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high. This
Rocks, quick one. You know, at the bottom, you can see there's a support, but you can see it breaks the support, then it breaks back in. Higher. You had it higher before.
Mm-hmm.
Just above there. That's it. Yeah. So it breaks it and then breaks back in and retests and it carries on going. That's a different pattern that we trade for longs. I would look at that as a long.
Look at the time frame.
15 minutes. Okay. Didn't see that.
So you're absolutely right. If we were looking at the 4-hour time frame and we saw this, we have to make sure we're taking notice of this. But at the moment, we're on the 15-minute time frame. This candle here, you have to anticipate as being a 1-hour candle that's very strong to the downside, a new 4-hour candle that's very strong to the downside, and now we have 2 1-hour candles pushing, the next 1-hour candle exhausting. Okay? Can you visualize that?
Yeah.
All right, fine. So let's continue. So looking at the structure, on the previous slide, we wanted price to leave this level. We wanted this price to push down with strong momentum, and we wanted this price to pull back to make a structure higher low. Looking at this structure, who's interested in taking this trade?
Me.
I am.
Yeah, that would be the time.
Okay, so I just want to make a point here. Okay, when looking at these levels, what I don't want you guys to get confused doing is trying to draw these levels as support and resistance. I don't care where my take profit is. There's one thing that I have to be mindful of is the major levels on the 1-hour and 4-hour, where we plan to sell and where price is going to come back to for a potential rejection. Okay, so looking at this, potentially price may come back to this major level here where we have the most reaction, or potentially it may come back to here. All I have to make sure that I'm doing is when I'm planning to sell this market, that I can do what by time price gets to these levels here.
Break even.
And that's it. Okay, so let's see what happens. Now that we've crunched up our chart a tiny bit, it's much easier for us to see. Anybody identify how I've set this trade? Is it an instant execution? Is it a sell limit or is it a sell stop?
Sell stop.
Fine. Anybody else?
Sell stop.
Thank you. Anybody? Oh yeah, shit, it says it up here.
Yeah.
So anybody asking me, how did I set this? Somebody identify how I've set this trade. First things first, what do I need in this trade to make this?
Loss.
Right. Of course, a stop loss, but a what stop loss?
In your stop loss range.
A range.
No, a what?
Safe one. Stop loss above the wick.
Correct. A
And
safe.
you're waiting for 50% retracement into your stop loss area to put in the sell stop order.
Very good. So this may not be perfect, but look, this is about 50%. How did I set this? Well, I simply my pink box. I moved it like this, and I sell it to make sure that my stop loss was above the wick or thereabouts, and I made sure that price was in the middle. That's it. Anybody know why I'm doing this? If I'm looking for a continued momentum shift with this lower high structure, this bearish pressure, price after pushing up will either continue up with momentum, which means I cancel the trade, or price will push down. Doesn't mean I'm going to win, but entering within continued momentum. Now, I don't care about my take profit. My take profit's always going to be what?
103.
Unless I enter.
Late. It's 1.
Unless I enter the trade late. Unless I enter the trade late, and then the trade becomes a 1 to 2. Okay? Does everybody get this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Very good.
Definitely, yeah.
Let's continue because we're stuck on this one for some time. So let's move on to another one. Okay.
Okay.
Trade hits take profit. Now, quote unquote, every single trade that I'm taking today is going to hit take profit. One trade is going to hit break even, which I was pissed about because I wanted them all to hit take profit. Does that mean that all the setups I'm showing you are going to win?
No.
Nope. It just means that today I wanted them to win. Moving forward, just note, even if you take these trades systematically with the exact execution that I'm illustrating now, guess what? They can also lose. So please bear this in mind. Now, this is a difficult one. I'm expecting some of my more advanced members to identify this. Can anybody look at this structure and tell me what's happening?
Break.
Change in direction.
Reversal.
Okay. Fine. So we have this break of the structure, blah, 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 and we have this high-low formation. Now, if this is the previous lower high, what if price comes back to this level? Can we sell it?
We can retest.
Well, this is the previous lower high. This is what we just illustrated on the last chart.
Yeah, you can sell, yeah.
We can.
If it holds.
No. Depends on what the candle shows you.
Right. So what if we have now price coming into this level with a strong bullish momentum? Can we now look for a sell if price starts to reject and this candle is like this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I want you to take note of something that's very, very important. Okay. Even though we have the break at the structure, we have the low, the higher low formation. I want you to take note of this moving forward for the rest of the charts that we look at. This no longer is a lower high. This is an area in the market where price may find struggles to break above, because the momentum of this candle, of this market, was low, higher low. This was a higher high at one point, and now we have the break of this structure indicating what pressure in the market?
Bullish.
Bullish pressure. So that means this information now to the left is invalid because we have new structure forming. So the only time we are looking for sells is when price pushes up, or even now fails, shows signs of rejection, and then starts to change its structure to this. Okay.
So we basically look at the chart from right to left.
Always. Always right to left, but only when structure starts to develop and show signs that the structure is changing and the momentum is changing in the market. I know this sounds so bizarre to a lot of you, but trust me, we are trying to manipulate the 4-hour candles. And in order to do that, we need to be on the right side of momentum. We're not swing traders, so we don't care about this overall move. We don't care about being in the reversal. We don't care about being first in the trade. What we care about is identifying where the momentum is at this moment in time. With this candle now, which is a demonstration, somebody mute themselves, please, in the background. With this candle now that's not news inflicted, because it's very similar to the range of these candles, what could happen at this point in time with this candle after price has shown signs of strong bullish momentum?
Pullback.
What pullback?
Exhaustion.
It can go up more. It's a strong momentum candle.
Well, we don't buy bullish candles, so we potentially could have a 50% retracement, which is valid enough to go down to the lower time frames to look for a nice double bottom and then a higher low to buy the markets. I hope I'm illustrating this enough. Once the structure changes, this is no longer a lower high. We are now just concentrating on what's happening with this structure because the structure has changed. Does everybody understand this?
Yeah, I think that's what I was missing. I needed to hear this part.
Okay, because this is something that we have been addressing every single day near enough for the last 2 weeks, I believe. Anyway, let's continue. Just bear that in mind. I did say you may have to watch this a few times.
This is counterintuitive.
This is what?
Counterintuitive, not to look at the left.
It's going to go against what you know and have been taught, most definitely. But remember, you're learning the strategy that I'm teaching. That's not me playing mind games with you, because if you go and watch all my content, it's thorough throughout. Okay? So now, this is the question I want to ask you. 4-hour time frame, bear this in mind, please. Is this a lower high structure of the previous lower high?
No.
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 Okay, so based on what I've just told you, the answer to your question, or my question, and your answer to my question is absolutely correct. This is not a lower high. And this is where everybody needs to be mindful of, because the structure has changed, indicating strong bullish pressure. Now, there's one giveaway with this structure. If I draw the higher low here, where is the giveaway? At current price action.
The wick, the long wick.
Very good. So would you want to sell this?
No.
No.
Right.
No.
Just bear those minor things in mind, okay? It's very important. Now, as I said, price action is going to do everything I want it to do because I'm the one that has made this happen. But I just want to illustrate something to you that's very important in terms of your progress. Even though price shows signs of rejection, and I said it may not reject, and people come to me and ask me, can I sell this? Can I sell this? And I say I wouldn't, because structure's changed. This is the reason why. I apologize if price does go down, but I'm not taking responsibility, because I know more often than not, just like with EU today and many other trades that I've mentioned and to you guys in the chat, more often than not, when structure changes and there's bull pressure, even if it moves in your direction for that one trade, more often than not, based on all the trades and charting I've done, price is going to move in the direction of structure. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Please, just understand that. I'll say it again in the simplest form. Even if you want to sell this because price is rejecting, even if you get the lower high formations on the lower time frames and you plan to sell this, just know, take 100 trades, more often than not, you're going to lose more than you're going to win, as opposed to following structure, identifying behavior, and taking trades within the direction of the market. I'm not saying this is a buy. I'm just saying be mindful of that. Now, price is pushed up. We've missed all buys at this point in time. We have the bullish pressure. We now potentially could look for what with this structure? Price to come back to a major level, create a higher low, start to show signs of a double bottom, higher low formations, and then take the trades, okay? But the point is for this one, just be mindful of this direction change with the bullish or bearish momentum. Does anybody have any questions on this?
If I can just add something, Rox, on the lower time frame, the lower highs that we will see, that's actually then the pullback. If you don't, the 4 hours the direction, and then the 1 hour 15-20 is where the pullback. That's why it creates that trend.
Right. So I'm actually glad that you said this, Chris. My point is, if structure is up, what direction are you taking your trades?
Yeah, we're only buying. Yeah.
If structure is down, what direction are we taking the trades?
Yeah, only sells.
If you wake up in the morning and you look at your chart, 5-10 seconds looking at this, and at this point in time, structure is up, what are you looking for?
Yeah, we're looking for buys.
Right. So just because you see or think or feel a sell opportunity, should you be taking it?
No, that's why I'm explaining it. That's why it sometimes looks you know it's going to work, but it's actually just trending to pull back, and then it goes up.
Maybe.
Yes. That's why the guys get confusing, because if you go on the lower time frames, it looks like it's trending, but it's actually just doing a pullback down before it goes up.
Correct. So good point. Once you've made your decision on the 4H time frame that structure is up or down, that's the direction you're taking the trade. None of this, I lost a trade, let me find another one. I'm telling you now from experience, it leads to disaster. Trust me. If the direction is up and you've come to your chart in the morning and you say, this is up structure, I'm taking buys, that's all you're doing, taking buys. Even if you decide to buy the market here and you lose, buy it here and you lose, and then buy it here again, you've lost 1R, 2R, 1 3R, and guess what? You're still 1R up for the day because you went in line with the momentum and the structure.
Oh. It's one of the most important things, yeah, to get that right, to figure out the 4 hour and then work with the 1 hour and 15 minutes, the smaller time frames.
Absolutely.
In conjunction with the big one, the 4 hour.
Absolutely correct.
So, Rocky, can I ask some question, but psychological more?
Yeah, please do. Ask me the question.
We attend as a human. I am as an example. All my statics, I win in shorts more than longs. So when I open my charts, I am always looking for my character, you know, for my shorts. So sometimes I'm opening the chart and the trend is going up. I am afraid from taking this trade, you know, because I tend to lose in longs more than shorts.
Very good. And I think that's a very good point, Debo. You all need to decide as well, are you stronger at buys or sells? I'm not saying you have to do this, but I'm telling you, during your growing process, it's very important to identify where you're stronger at, because focusing on multiple things at once will only lead to confusion. And that's why I say knowledge is power, in Forex is poison. So identify where you're strong at, buys or sells, master first with 2, 3, or 4 patterns, and then either like me, invert your charts, or stick to your sells or buys, or then attempt to move on to the opposite direction of what you're stronger at and practice that way. Don't try and do everything at once, because becoming a sell trader or a buy trader, you already eliminate 50% of your losses because you're not taking the opposite direction of your trades, okay? So bear that in mind, and that's a good point, Debo. Thing is with Debo, he's a swing trader, so if the structure's up, he's not taking the trade anyway, regardless if some people see sells, because he needs a sell structure or a reversal. Okay? So just bear that in mind. Deebs, I'm sure you follow that, bro. Let's move on to the next one, okay?
I'm with you with this.
Thank you, bro. So, tell me about this structure. This is fairly simple. What are we looking at?
Buys.
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 We're going for sells.
Okay. Buy, and sells.
Sell.
Can we do this together?
Double top.
If it's low is broken, we're looking for sell.
Right. So one or two people, Chris said something very important. One or two people, work with me here a second. We have a structural area in the market where price is failing to break above, indicating what pressure in the market?
So
Bearish.
Correct. Bearish or bullish? We're never selling, we're never buying. We're always bearish or bullish. This is now indicating what pressure in the market?
Bullish.
Can we buy this high or low? Or retest, sorry.
Yes.
Very good. Once price fails to break above structure, this is indicating what pressure in the market?
Bearish.
Bearish.
Are we looking for sells now?
Yes.
No.
No, we're not. If the high or low structure, price would need to do what first before we look for sells?
Break the high low.
Break the low.
Break the low or make a double top or lower high. Once price breaks the structure to indicate sell pressure, can we sell this lower high?
No.
Now,
Yes.
this is what you guys and ladies have to start doing. Stop looking at what's happened when you're testing and looking back on your trades and studying what you're planning to do for your next trade. Think about this. Push, exhaustion, 12 hours worth of information to indicate price is failing to break above. Is this a potential lower high?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
To sell this market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Once price starts to show that it's failing to break below structure, indicating bullish pressure, are you now looking to buy?
No.
Right.
No, should be.
We need price to now violate the previous structure to indicate what pressure?
Bullish.
Bullish.
Or for price to create a higher low structure and then buy. Now, let's continue. We've gone from buys to sells to now bullish pressure for buys. Once we have this push to the upside, this potential exhaustion, we are what structure bias on this market at this point in time?
Bullish.
Bullish. Once price violates structure, we are now what structure bias on this market at this point in time?
Bullish.
Bullish.
Correct. Once price indicates a sideways moving market, and now price is failing to break below the structure, and we have strong bearish momentum, what bias are we on this market?
Bearish.
Bearish.
Why are we bullish? Just because it looks good. You see how we built that up?
Yeah.
It's constantly changing. We're not here to be swing traders. And sorry, Deeps, but we're not here to be swing traders. We're here to get in the right side of
The market.
right at the behavior and momentum. So at this point in time, after price failed to break the structure and we have the bearish momentum, we are now looking for what?
Sells.
Correct. Now, talk to me. Now we're looking for sells. We can now, what are we waiting for price to do? Create a
Low highs.
fine. Now we have this area in the market where price is starting to indicate a potential high. Do we sell on the first 4-hour candle close?
No.
The pressure of this market is still what?
Bullish.
Bullish.
Bullish. We need a change in direction for price to come back for a double top, lower high structure, or to see evidence on the lower time frames, lower highs being formed. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, we see price action starting to push down. Can we sell this big, fat 1-hour candle?
No.
Why not?
Stop is too big.
Very good. The stop loss is too big. Okay? It's too big. We are trying to find a price showing signs of rejection and then price shifting and momentum. We have bullish pressure in the sell buy structure. We have now first signs of bearish momentum. What formate patterns can we look for now? So we have the bearish momentum.
Double tap.
Double top. Lower
Very
high.
good. So that's the first one we can look for. Next one.
Mason double.
High.
Very good. A lower high formation. And A final pattern?
Double top.
Double top of what?
Of the lower high.
Very good. And this is indicating what to us?
Cheese man.
Cheese man, exactly. So let's continue. So now we have the 15-minute time frame. We have price indicating the lower high formation with many signs of rejection. Can we take this trade?
Not yet.
Yes. No.
No, I think
No.
Sell your stop loss is too big.
Okay, very good. What is price doing now? What phase is the market in?
Bearish.
Gathered that from the higher time frames. It's in a what phase? A push phase. So now we've missed this trade, but this is a very important level. What can we look for now?
Wait for the pullback.
Cheese man.
Yeah, cheese man, a double top or a lower high. So for those that are pissed that they've missed this trade or want to enter this trade, what do we need to do? We need to be
Patient.
very good. And I'm so happy that everybody was not tricked into believing just because, just giving it. But anyway, not tricked into believing based on everything that I said on the 4 hour, that now it's time to sell. And then now moving forward, 15-minute, we have the lower high because you all recognize still, this is where we need our stop loss or at a lower high. So now we wait patiently. Let's move forward.
Wait, Rox,
Sure.
how do you monitor when it gets back to that level? Like you put an alert in because if it doesn't reach a level, your alert will never go off.
All right, so I'm going to be brutally honest with you, okay? Chantal, and this is for everyone, and I don't want this to sound too cocky, too overconfident, or whatever you want to say, or whatever you're going to be thinking when I say this. The first things first, honestly, I don't care. And the reason why I don't, seriously, I apologize in advance. And I'm not mugging you off, Chantal. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I have so much faith in the approach that I have to the markets that I just know that there will be another opportunity if I'm not able to take this opportunity. What I've learned to do over the years is avoid the need to want to get into a trade. So now I'm at a stage that I would just take a trade if there's a tradable opportunity. That would mean what that would be decided on is what are my plans for the day? Am I in a rush? Do I have time? Do I feel relaxed? Do I feel in the mood? Have I woke up feeling confident? Have I woke up feeling a bit down? You know, everything. If I'm feeling good for the day, I'm setting an alarm here. I'm setting an alarm here. I'll feel that I want price to come back to. If I'm feeling a bit down, I may say, well, I just want price to come back to a major level. If I feel confident, then I'll say, well, you know what? I've missed this lower high. If I come back at 2 o'clock, once the next 4 hour candle closed, and I get another lower high, then I'll take it. It's all based on how I'm feeling.
Okay.
For those
what I've noticed is that sometimes I look at the charts and then it's right at a good level to get in, and I can get in. But sometimes I missed it. So I don't want it to be based on luck. I was starting to see if there's like a systematic approach or not to miss these trades. But what you're basically saying is that when you look at your chart and you see an opportunity, you get in, and if not, you just move on and you come back later to see.
But long and short of it, the honest truth is, Chantal, if I see price move this much, am I going to feel pissed that I didn't take this? Probably. But what am I also going to be able to fall back on? I'm always going to know that I can take these trades over and over again.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason why I know I can do that is because, firstly, I know how to identify structure on the 4 hour. Secondly, I know how to identify momentum on the 1 hour. And thirdly, I know how to identify lower highs and higher lows on the 15-minute time frame. And that is the simple process of this strategy.
Okay.
The rest of it is psychology and what you are going through, which is, I missed the trade, how do I get in now? I've learned to eliminate that. And once everybody can start to do that, trading is going to be a different ball game. Now, I appreciate that people work. People may not be in a stable financial situation, may be in a stable financial situation, and want or need to get out of their job like really, really quickly. So there's that added pressure of needing to take a trade or wanting to take a trade. I promise you, once you eliminate that, process starts to move faster, the clarity becomes clearer, you begin to lose less, which means you start to earn more. Okay?
Okay.
Again, it's a process that you have to go through, which sometimes can take a very long time. Sometimes it can be very quick. Again, that's why you have mentors, you read books, you watch stuff on YouTube, you follow people on Instagram. Just trust the process. I know it sounds so cliche, but please trust the process. We're going to move on to see this anyway. We missed this trade. We've all agreed it's a no trade. Let's move on. This was a trade that we missed. We have price breaking the lows, indicating bearish pressure. Price has now come back to indicate a new lower high of the previous structure. It's continued bearish momentum on the higher time frames. Who's planning to sell this trade?
Now would be time.
I am.
Fine. All I wanted to illustrate, whether we sell this or not, is that even if we miss a trade, just like Chantal asked us, there is more opportunities. Even if we lose this, the more you do this, the more you're going to make money and become consistent. The trade, everybody can see this again, slight variation, not exactly 50%, feeling confident though with the lower high structure after the momentum shift. The first lower high, second lower high. If the momentum continues up, then guess what? We don't get triggered. If it goes down, we get triggered. Are we going to win? I don't know. I would love it to, but it is what it is. It's just a matter of doing the same thing over and over again. And as you can see, we push down. Anybody can identify a new sell opportunity within this structure?
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
We have one here also. Okay, so if you missed this, you missed this, you have this. There's no rush. And that was the point I'm trying to make. There will always be opportunities. I can promise you that.
Rox, you know this trade, yeah? You know, once it hits 1-to-1, you move to break even.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that candle, after you move to break even, it's gone up the week.
So this is probably the candle that I'm going to move break even on.
Oh, okay. Oh no, so it doesn't close. Sorry, no,
this is the length. No, this is the length of my stop loss. And if we draw something similar, probably around this level here.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I thought that candle come back to break even and would have stopped out, but it's not. It's a bearish candle, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, keep that thought in mind as we move forward. Yeah.
Okay.
Next trade. This is again. Well, I thought the last one was going to be difficult. It was for a point, and then you all got it in the end. This one is again the frame. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful indication why we don't take what kind of strategy trades. If this is a structural low, this is what would we call this normally? A
breakout.
The reason why we don't, right, we don't take breakouts is because what is happening here on this chart?
Breakout.
Well, let's forget about the word false breakout because we never know when it's going to be a false breakout. Let's turn our I didn't hear that, but let me just continue. Let's turn our attention to market structure behavior. We have a breakout and a what?
Ranging market.
Break back in. Now, we don't know if this is manipulation. We don't know if this is a stop hunt. We don't know if this is a false breakout. We don't care. What are we trying to identify right now with this structure of this market? Where is the pressure of this market? There's no structure clearly, because if this is consolidation, this is just a sideways moving market. If this is a breakout, break back in, we just want to identify the behavior. What is the behavior of this market?
Bullish pressure.
Right. Are we taking buys right now?
No.
No.
Right. We identified bullish pressure. We are now looking for what to happen.
Break and retest.
Okay. Break and retest. We are looking for bullish momentum and then a structural what to start forming.
Higher lows.
Structure change. Please bear this in mind. Just a structural change. Now, if we look at this chart this morning and we're confused, what you need to identify at this point in time is we have a sideways moving market. Please mute yourselves, please, until you're ready to talk. We have price trying to break structure, indicating bearish pressure, but the bulls said what? No.
No.
So we have to be cautious. How are we going to get in this trade? When we have more evidence. How are we going to get into a trade after we have the evidence? When we have confirmation. So now it's a game of patience. Now, price broke back into structure. What momentum continued with the structure?
Bullish.
Once price comes back to this level in the market, are we selling this structure now? Because we've got the rejection.
No.
No.
Why?
Because we're a bye-bye.
Not enough
Still in a
evidence.
bullish structure.
Very
Because we don't have a bias at the moment.
correct. Well, we don't have a bias, but we have an indication of what pressure.
Bullish pressure.
Right. For sell pressure and for sell bias, we need what to happen at this point? Price to indicate
Rejection.
then price to do what? Double top
Double top.
or a lower high. You see how we're cancelling out the behaviors of the market each step of the way, using major levels to identify the pressure, the behavior, and the direction. We do not move from the 4-hour time frame. We're staying on the 4-hour. So now we have this evidence. Price is breaking above structure where it failed to break above before. Are we interested in this history now after we know the behavior here?
No.
No.
Very good. So now that we're not bothered about anything to the left, what are we looking for right now with this bullish pressure?
Exhaustion.
Exhaustion. Forming
Low, high.
higher low.
Oh, sorry, higher low.
Higher lows or potential bottoms,
Double bottoms.
all of that stuff, okay?
Yes.
This is a very, very common pattern that you will find in the markets daily. I'm starting to think to myself, maybe I should be buying and selling these structures, but I don't think I need to make my trading any more confusing. So I have avoided looking into it. Now, this is the 1-hour time frame. We've had the strong breakout. Prices come back to this level on the market. Do you think we should be buying this right now?
That's confirmation. Evidence.
Right, Chris. So now we are looking for what?
Confirmation.
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 Right. Because what could this be? This could be a breakout, look like a nice retest, and then what could happen?
Break in.
Back in.
Break back in. Just like this structure here. This could look like a nice breakout, a nice retest, but a break back in. So we are only selling that breakout of the consolidation once price breaks, gives us evidence, and then what's the word?
Confirmation.
Double top.
Confirmation. Once price breaks the structure, comes back to give us signs of evidence, we need price to come back to give us what?
Confirmation.
Confirmations.
Now, price come back to this major level in the market. This is the hourly time frame. Please bear this in mind. We have a nice evidence confirmation and a wonderful buy opportunity. Who's taking this trade with me?
I'm in.
Too late now. Stop loss too late.
Too late.
Very good. Remember, bear this in mind. Now, if this is GJ, how many pips is this move?
40.
45.
Easy. Easy. So now we have price coming back to this level with momentum down. So we now need the momentum to shift up. We have the up structure. What are we looking for?
Retest.
Exhaustion.
We don't need the retest anymore.
Oh.
To create a lower high.
On what time frame can we look for this?
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Rox, are you going to be put off by the previous structure? So the previous low high candle.
This here?
No. You know, with the current candles right now and the previous high, are you going to be put off by that?
No, because if this is my level, this is my push. I need this exhaustion first before I can get in.
All right, okay.
So there will be enough range for me to have a good stop loss at the next high low before it gets back to this level.
Right, because I've been drawing my lines on that
Can you hear me?
previous high.
Yeah, that's fine. So this level here.
Yeah. So if I see the candle right now, I'd say, or I'd rather wait for a breakout, then retest, and then let it carry on.
Please remember what time frame you're on.
1 hour is still kind of high though, isn't it?
No, every decision you make is based on the 4 hour time frame, and all the evidence and confirmation you gather is from the behavior on the hourly, 30-minute and 15-minute. So right now we're at behavior stage.
Okay.
Behavior stage is bullish. Based on the breakout, the break back in, the break above structure, the evidence, the higher low formation. So what I want all to start doing as well, I'm glad you asked that question, and it's a very valid point. Once you've gathered what you're looking for from the 4H, you get down to the 1H. The only thing that you're reading into this chart when you plan to take a trade is, can I get to break even by the time price gets back to a major level? That's it. Not resistance, not support, not buys, not sells, because you're going to look for the behavior, look for the confirmation evidence confirmation, and then the final thing is, can I get to break even before I get to that trade? You're never using these levels. You're never drawing these levels. I don't care how much they line up. You've already got what you need from the 4 hour. Okay?
Sure. Makes sense.
Now, price has come back to this level in the 15-minute time frame. Price is in and around here. We could have an amazing stop loss here. Probably entry here. Yeah, about 50%. And then we can look to get to one to break even by this point. This is your stop loss range. This is your potential entry. And this is your potential break even. Does this look like an attractive trade to you?
Yes.
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 Not yet.
No.
Not yet. The momentum is still.
So what I want to ask you something. Forget about theory. Look at this chart. Does this look like an attractive trade to buy?
Yeah.
Not based on support, not based on support, not based on resistance. With this indecision, with this price pushing down, it's not come to this level. This is a major wick on this market. Potential higher low. I mean, does it look attractive? What if price came into this level a bit more? It would look a bit more attractive, I think, than it's looking now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so. Even if we just wait for one more candle and then we have an attempt to push down and then we have nice to the upside with maybe a small wick here. I think that's a bit more attractive. Then we could have possibly a buy here, stop loss below structure. Even though the range is probably similar, it just feels better. Let me just illustrate this. Because price at the moment is still down, even though we've come into this structure. Okay, so if we're using this as evidence, what we need price to do is we need price to come and just give us some more juice. Yeah? And that's for price to just get in there, get into this level, show that it just doesn't like it, and then just feel confident in taking this trade like this. Okay? Let's continue. If we can't take this trade now because you just don't feel the, you know, well, I don't even know the word I'm looking for, like the urge to take it. Me personally, I wouldn't. It just doesn't look attractive, yeah, from hindsight. We need something to happen. We need price to do what? Make a what?
Double bottom.
How about we don't take this trade because it doesn't look attractive?
Rejection.
Sharp. What can we look for? We're going to say, oh, damn, I could have taken this. What could we look for?
Rejection.
Or
Clear of structure.
Higher low. And then this formation would look like this. And what are we trying to visualize? Up.
Bullish pressure.
Bullish pressure.
Correct. Now, price is pushed up. We're pissed because some people said, yes, let's buy. Some people said, no. We've missed this. Now we have price showing continued bullish pressure. What phase are we in the market?
Bullish.
We know this. What
Push
phase?
phase.
Push phase.
Push phase.
Can we take the buy now?
No.
No, wait for the pullback.
The theory at the beginning said normally after a bullish or bearish candle, we're going to have a
pullback.
Right. So we do not buy now. We wait patiently.
Yes.
Price has now shown signs of the push, a nice pullback, nice rejection. Damn it, I missed one screenshot. Now, this trade looks much more attractive. What are we trying to visualize? A push,
bullish,
exhaustion, a push, an exhaustion, a push to indicate this structure or pressure. Okay? So now trade again, just to identify lowest wick, safe stop loss, 50% in, pressure down, we don't get triggered, pressure up, we get triggered. Does this make sense and is this clear to everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
What happened to this trade?
Break even.
Right. Now, remember I said to you there was one trade that got a break even, which I was pissed about. This is it. However, there is one more thing that I want you to identify that I did not mention about this trade. Take your time. Nothing about structure, nothing about higher lows, nothing about higher highs, nothing about break evens. What has happened with this trade?
You re-enter?
No, I didn't. That could be a possibility. Even simpler than that. Look at the
loss.
The stop loss is what?
3.
Too big.
Was in a middle.
Stop loss is very big compared to the other trades. What have I done with this trade?
1 to 2.
Very good. Very good. Stop loss I identified was too big on this trade. I still wanted to take it. To give it the highest possible opportunity to get in the trade and hit take profit, I sacrificed 1R and I moved my take profit. Guys, go mute, please. Go mute. Go mute. Go mute. I sacrificed 1R to go for 1 to 2 to give me the highest probable opportunity. Okay? Slight adjustments when adjustments need to be made. Please bear this in mind.
Did it continue in your direction, bro?
Yes, it did. And I did contemplate. Showing you a re-entry. But I think the lesson from this is more powerful.
Rox?
Yeah.
Yep.
Rox, where would you have put your stop loss then if that's too big?
This is my stop loss, bro, before I took the trade.
No, but did you not just say that the stop loss is too big?
Yes, for the second one.
The stop loss is way too big. But just because it's too big, can I put my stop loss here?
No.
Can I make it smaller? Can I make it smaller because I want it to be smaller?
No.
No.
I have to follow structure.
Or you just don't take the trade.
Or you just don't take the trade. Or instead of going for 1 to 3, where you have less probable opportunity to take profit, you go for 1 to 2. Or you just don't take the trade. I'm not going to sacrifice my risk just to have a smaller stop loss, ever. The only way, only way I'm going to justify this is if I can scale down to one more time frame, which is a 5 minute. And that is the only thing that will give me the right to take this trade. And then this becomes high-low, no break below structure. But because I have the wicks down here, my stop loss must be below the higher low. Taking a sell, it must be above the lower high. Okay? There is no way I'm sacrificing or making my stop loss smaller. And the structure is telling me otherwise, all right? Does that make sense?
Very sense to me.
And you get triggered in on that big candle going in, eh?
Hmm?
And you get triggered in on the trade with a big candle going in there. That one, yeah.
Yeah, this
That's
one.
Yeah, okay.
Fine. So, what have I done?
Inverted.
No, this is not inverted. This one is very difficult. I'm not even going to lie to you. But we're almost finished. We've got this one and one more, I do believe. So just bear with me. Look at this structure very carefully. Okay. We
have seen this structure before.
Price is stepping down clearly.
Before we get to prices stepping down, let's just focus on the behavior. Price failed to break below the structure. We finally had a break below the structure. We had a lower low formation of this market. We had price indicate a lower high formation. We expect after price to leave a lower high formation for price to do what?
Do we consider the gap on the left?
No, let's not forget about the gap for a second. Once
make a new low.
Right, we expect price to make a new
lower
low. This is a 4-hour time frame. What is starting to happen here?
Price is stepping up.
Not yet. Not yet. Price is failing to make a new
lower low.
So this potentially means that this is going to become the low and this is going to become the what?
Higher
low.
So the only time we're going to sell is if price comes back to this level again, or it finally breaks this structure and then comes back to make a lower high of this structure. Does this make sense?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, does anybody recognize this pattern?
Double top.
Chris?
It's a double top on the smaller time frames.
Right?
Miss double top.
And somebody said something else?
Miss double top.
Cheese man.
A cheese man, did somebody say?
Yeah.
A cheese man is a push, an exhaustion, a lower high formation, price failing to break the previous structure low, coming back for a double top, and then price pushing down. Structural low, higher low, double top. Structural low, lower high, higher low, double top. Very hard pattern to recognize, but it will get easier in a second. Just please note, regardless if we're joking about now with the cheese man, please notice that price is struggling to make a lower low. So we need to be careful at this point. If somebody says, can we take sales now? I would say be careful of this pressure. Wait for price to then show signs of a pullback, a continuation, then a lower high and sell it. Or for it to come back to a major level. Let's continue. This is clear on the hourly, okay? We have this push. Price is now failing to break. What we need to see now for a sell, this is the major level. We're not going to be selling into this level with not enough range. We need this to happen. We need price to come back here. Does everybody understand these two scenarios at this point in time?
Yes.
Fine. Now, Price has come back to this level again. Can we sell now? We have
Yes.
The stop loss will be
Big stop loss. Yeah.
I think yes.
No, we can't. That's
On 1 hour time frame, I think we're late.
Right, firstly, this price has moved away already, so we're too late. If this is the lower high of the structure, this is
that's evidence.
the low of the structure, now we're seeing signs of bullish pressure. This becomes confirmation or evidence?
Evidence.
Anybody else?
It's evidence.
Confirmations.
If this is a lower high, and we've already looked at the structure on this time frame, and we know that what we need to happen now is for price to come back to the 4H time frame, then leave it, then come back, then sell. If we go to the next chart, why would we want to use this as evidence when this is old structure? This is the lower high, but we need to see a behavioral change. We need to see evidence and then confirmation. Because
So cheese man.
right, this history right now is important as long as price doesn't break it, but we need to see the behavioral change in the market. Does this make sense?
There's something that I'm slightly confused about. So wouldn't that also be like a missed double bottom? I feel like I see too much on the chart sometimes because I feel like that's what I see as well.
Yeah, but okay, fine. So this is a missed double bottom.
But is that the 1 hour?
But look at the time frame.
Oh, okay.
The only time you're going to see any structural change is on the 4 hour time frame. If you wanted to buy this, was this wrong?
Since it's
Structure must first be broken before we look for double top or double bottoms.
Fine.
Yeah, we're only looking for sells, yeah.
No. Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, I can't check the chats to see who's talking, but whoever just asked me, is this a missed double bottom?
It's
Yes.
Jay.
Jay, is this a missed double bottom of this structure?
Yes, it is.
Could you buy here if you wanted to?
I think so, yes.
Right. Because we're on the 4 hour. If you identify this as a buy, that's completely fine. Understand that this history did not develop before this. So if you decided to buy here, your criteria is save stop loss. Sure that you can get to break even before you get to a major level in the market. Even if this is a lower high, you need to get break even before then. Once price indicates a lower high of the previous structure, okay, after breaking a major level, then you decide one or two things. You buy based on this structure, and you make sure you get in with the criteria. Once you see this forming, you structure again until the momentum changes. Does this make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Okay. So good question, bro. And this is why I love participation, man. This is how you guys and ladies are going to learn so much, by asking questions. Because I know this in theory, I just may not be able to teach it because it's just not in my head at the time.
I got a question too.
Sure, go.
Do you have to pay attention to the previous history, like on the 4 hour before the gap? Do you have to pay attention to that?
All right, so I want to do something with you. Who's talking?
Eric.
Eric. Okay, let's do this. Eric, price was failing to break above the structure for about 20 hours.
Yeah.
After this break of the structure, we have what indication, what pressure in the market?
Bullish pressure.
You are now looking for what with this structure of this market?
I'm looking to buy.
Once price starts to show signs it's going to break below structure, and then we have a huge push to the downside, this is indicating what pressure in the market?
Bearish.
Correct. This is your major high. Once price pushes down, this is a lower high. Can you sell here?
Yes.
Fine. Once price shows that it's not making a lower low, breaking above structure, indicating bullish pressure, what bias are you in this market, or potentially? This candle here, once it breaks above the structure, what pressure is in the market at this point in time?
There's a bullish pressure.
Correct. Are you planning to sell this as a lower high? If you have the bullish pressure with a lower high formation, so let's clear this. Lower high formation, look to sell. Once price indicates it's not making a lower low and breaks above structure, bullish pressure, are you sells in bullish structure market or bullish pressure? Right. So you're bull bias. So the only time you're looking to buy is when price pushes down back to make a what? Double bottom or higher low. Okay?
Okay.
Only looking to buy at the bottom for double bottom. We have continued bullish pressure in the market. Now, we have a breakout of this structure and a what into structure? A break back.
A break back into.
Correct. Yeah. Now, price failed to break the structure for a period of time. This was indicating bullish pressure in the market. Okay? You have you're now sell bias on this market. You understand?
Yes.
Right. We have the gap down. Price attempted to fill this gap. It did whatever, don't care. Let's continue. At this point in time, price failed to break above the structure for 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 hours. That means you're potentially looking for sells once the structure changes in direction and gives you a lower high formation or a potential double top of this previous structure. Now, did that happen? No. What pressure came into the market?
Bullish pressure.
You're looking for a high low formation or double bottom. Can you buy here?
Yes, I would.
If this is the higher high of the structure and price is failing to break structure and showing signs that it's not breaking below, this becomes a sideways moving market. Once you then have this break below structure, this is what structure in the market?
That's bearish.
Right. You are looking to sell a lower high. Could you sell this lower high?
Sure, yes.
Right. Now, do we need this information once we've gathered this information here?
No, we don't need.
We're just looking at the behavior of the market at this.
Okay, I see. I've been having this issue of looking way back what happened on the previous. So we only focus on what's happening currently, right?
Correct. But you're more than welcome to go through everything we've just gone through. It's very But once you learn to understand that if we can just gather information here first, we can get a true bias of the market.
Okay.
Great, okay.
Thanks.
Can I ask one more question?
Yep.
Would it be wrong to wait for it to break that high or that low just to feel confident in taking the trade? Or like, because I'm looking at it and I feel like I would legitimately be afraid because I see bullish, like how we just talked about, like the missed double bottom, and I also see price stepping down at the same time. And I think that's one of my biggest problems while trading. I just see too much.
No, you're not. You're asking a very valid question. Can you wait for this? Correct. This is a 4-hour time frame. Please remember this. For sells, can you wait for this? Absolutely correct. Tell me one thing that changes when looking to take trades like this on higher time frames. What changes? One thing. One major factor. The range. The range of your
stop loss.
Right. So if you wait for price to do this for you on the 4-hour, just know what we are looking for, which is smaller stop losses. Your stop loss just may increase. That is the only difference. So what we teach is for you to identify this happening already, but being able to scale down to go from what is absolutely correct, with just a bigger stop loss and bigger range, to a much smaller stop loss. And that's the only thing I'm trying to teach here.
Okay.
But if you want to use the 4-hour and the 1 hour, because you're working, because you don't have time to look at your charts, because you look at it every 4 hours, then yes, you are waiting for this to happen. And this. Does this make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Fine. Just remember, your faith is going to be built by continuing studying and executing.
For sure.
You have to undo some bad habits, bro. And once you do that and start applying the new ones, you're going to go through a hell of a lot of ups and downs feeling crappy, feeling depressed, feeling like you ain't getting anywhere, but things will fall into place as long as you keep applying yourself. Okay? Don't feel disheartened just yet, bro.
Oh my God, Rox, that's how I feel now.
No worries, this man. It's coming to you. I promise.
Really?
And that's why we continue to obviously try and find new ways to teach you, even though I feel that I'm teaching you the right way. I know there's always new ways to teach you, and I really hope this is going to help you, okay? So don't feel disheartened. I mean, out of a group of 440, 50 people, we had almost 100 people here. It's not everybody, but just know that there are people that are on the same path as you. And you know what? We may not be the majority, may be the minority, but we know that if we continue to push through and do what everybody else is not doing, which is always going to be harder because what everybody else is doing is easier, we're going to end up getting the results we need. But you just have to keep pushing through. Okay?
Yes, man.
Resist. Resist.
You have to. Trust me. So let's continue. So we have price come back. We've already identified we cannot take this yet. Even though it looks like a nice double top, we've identified that we need a new structural change in this market. We now have the bearish momentum, which is very good for us. Let's continue. The bearish momentum has started. Now, once we have this bearish momentum, what can we look for? For a beautiful lower high. Or we can look for price to come back to an area of evidence, to look for confirmation, to look to sell this market. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Even though we have price tapping here, and this looks like a good sell, and even if this goes down, just remember, if you take 100 trades, this is not going to work. You need for this price action to develop in this fashion. Price has come back to the level that we need. Who wants to sell this market?
I do.
How are we going to enter this market? Instant execution?
Sell stop.
Very good, because we need momentum. How about this? Same theory. How do you enter the market, Rox? Well, sell stop entry. If this continues up, you don't get triggered. If it goes down, you get triggered. Are we going to win? We don't know. We'd like it to, but whatever. This, again, is not 50%. It's here, thereabouts. This could have been lower, whatever. There's no debate. This is how I feel comfortable taking the sell stop. Okay? Identify this. Forget about my entry fig. Forget about this double top. Understand the process. I'm not getting confused with structure because it's up. I already know the bearish momentum has stepped in because of the hourly. I just need price to come back to an area of evidence to give me confirmation. Do I know it's going down? No. But I feel that I need to take this trade. That's how I'm approaching the markets. What happens? Okay. Goes down. Again, I told you I chose winning trades. Don't, but just understand the process. Don't pull me up on taking winning trades. Pull me up or look at the structure. Is there another area in this market where we could have sold?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I ask, is this a sellable opportunity in the market?
No.
No.
No. Yeah.
Tell me why.
No.
There's no structure there.
It's moving what direction? Up, down, or sideways?
Sideways.
Sideways.
We want price to give us clean evidence. Have you all been to your charts in the evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and seen price action push, pull back, give a nice clean lower high and say, I could have sold the shit out of this? If you do not see this on your charts, when you're about to take the trade, it means you don't take the trade. All I'm trying to illustrate is you just want clean price action. The structure I'm looking for is this. Clean price action. Can everybody see this?
Yep.
Fine.
Yes.
How do we take this trade? Well, we're waiting for this to happen. We could debate this now that we got triggered in, pull back, blah, blah, don't care. Just want to highlight whether this is a win or a lose. We're looking for clean structure. Cheeseman, you've done us well. I believe this is a final one. This is beautiful, and I love this one, and I haven't taught it yet. I have brought it up here or there. But what structure is this market?
I'd say
Sideways.
bullish.
Bullish.
Right, so I think I have to define this for next time as a criteria. We have bullish structure, bearish structure, bullish momentum, bearish momentum, push phase, exhaustion phase, and there's one more. But I'm just going to end up confusing you if I say it. We know right now this is a bullish momentum at this moment in time. We see that. I want to know, is this up, down, or sideways first?
Sideways.
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 Sideways. Everyone's falling asleep. Bear with us. One. This is a sideways move. Are we planning to sell resistance?
No.
Johnny,
No.
stay muted, Johnny. No, we're not. We are looking for price to do one of two things. What are we looking for price to do?
Breakout and retest.
Good or?
No.
Breakdown and retest.
Now, this is the finale, so I want you to bring everything you've learned into as I move on to the next script. What can you identify here?
Low highs, high lows, high lows.
After a double bottom, we had a high low.
We have a higher low within what?
Sideways market.
This is potentially indicating what to us?
Bullish
Correct. Are we planning to buy off of this level because it looks like a nice double bottom? No.
No, we need to pull back.
Right. What we need to see is we need to see price showing that it's failing to break below, especially in a sideways moving market, to then give us evidence and confirmation that the momentum is potentially shifting up. This now potentially indicating bullish pressure within this consolidation. We have price failing to break above this level for 12 hours. And we finally have this candle indicating bullish pressure. What are we looking for? Bring everything together now. We're not getting tricked into buys. We have the momentum. We have the break above structure. We have the bullish structure. We have the low. We have the higher low. Now what do we need to see?
Another high low or
Another higher low, another push, another higher low, double bottom, and we can take our trades. What do we need to be careful of if we plan to buy anywhere from this point to this point? That we can do what?
Break even.
Break even. Very good. Let's bear that in mind. Now, we have a very strong push on the 15-minute time frame. This is the major level. We're not too far from it. If price pulls back now, can we take the buy here?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
If what?
Yes.
If what?
1-to-1.
Very good. Now, if price, we can't anticipate where price is coming back to, but if you look at this structure, and this was like the major level on the market where price was failing to break above, we see after the breakout of this structure, somebody, there's too much noise in the background, please mute yourselves. And then we can see for about an hour, hour and 15 minutes, price was not able to break below this level again and continued up. Do you think this is a strong candidate on the 15-minute time frame to be our potential higher low? Guys, please, whoever's unmuted and making the banging sound, mute yourself. It's just disrespectful to others. Thank you. This is a potential candidate. This does not mean we expect price to come below, but it's a good identifying mark that this potentially could be a breakout of the consolidation, and we will identify it just in case we have a what. Ish, if you unmute yourself again, bro, with that noise, it may not be on purpose, but I'm going to kick you, okay? I do apologize, bro, and we can talk about it behind closed doors, but just out of respect for everybody, can keep yourself muted, please. This could be a strong candidate because if this is the breakout of the structure where we had the bullish momentum, we potentially could have a break back in. so we can identify this. Now, we know we're looking for a higher low or a potential double bottom. Price is now back to the exact same level. I just want to make a quote right now, or a point. This may not happen every single time. Do not bank on it. But are we planning to buy now just because it's come back to this level?
No.
No, that's evident.
Very good.
Looking for confirmation.
Very good. Because then the question is, why didn't we buy here? Because we're not stupid. Because we're waiting for this to happen.
Yes.
To happen. Because we're smart. So that's exactly the same for this. Just because it looks sexy, we're not buying now. We need this to happen or this to happen. Okay? We're collecting everything that we've learned up till now. Now, we see price at this level on the market. Hello? What? Willie, you need to keep yourself muted, please.
Willie.
Please, bro. Okay, fine. So now, I've decided to take this trade. Everything that I've taught you, is this wrong?
Is that before waiting for confirmation, or you just took it right now?
Well,
no, that's just if you took this trade, it's based on a buy stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that. But I've just gone through this whole thing, and I've said to you, don't take trades based on price coming back to levels with sell pressure momentum. Look for the change of direction. Take the buyers double bottoms.
Yeah.
Wrong in taking.
That's just right.
Am I wrong in taking this trade after everything I've just taught you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so let me illustrate something. I
don't.
I want to take this trade now.
Rox is never wrong.
No. I know it's not wrong. I know it's not wrong because I've made sure that every trade is a win. But I want to ask you something to make a point. If I decide today that I want to take this trade, is it wrong based on everything that I've gathered?
No.
No. It's not. I've told you not to do it. The point is, every day I get 30, 40, 50, 60 private messages asking me, can I take this trade? The point I'm trying to illustrate is, if you feel you want to take the trade based on the confluence, evidence, confirmation that you believe you have gathered, take the trade. Because the only way you're going to learn is by taking the trades. If this wins now, and you take this 100 times and you realize that it doesn't win in the long run, you learn to eliminate them. Because someone will come to me in a group and ask me to take this trade, and I'm going to tell you no. I'm going to tell you no. You was planning to put a good 5% on this trade, probably 1 lot, 2 lot, 5 lot for some of you big traders. And guess what's going to happen? Price action is going to rally up and hit your take profit. Guess what you're going to then do? You're going to come and piss all over me and say, Rox, it went up, it went up, it went up. You're going to convince yourself that these are the trades you should be taking. And then guess what? You're going to continue to take them with the same lot size, the same risk percent, and then you're going to realize over the long run that these don't work. So my point is, the only way you're going to learn and get the results that you need to get or feel you need to get or want to get is by taking the trade. So if you feel it's right, regardless of what I've taught you throughout this whole presentation, just take the trade. If it loses, then just bear in mind what I've taught you. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
This is as an example. Don't feed me, but give me a spoon and teach me how to feed myself.
Absolutely, bro. And that's it. Okay. So I know this last trade was controversial, but I just wanted to make a very valid point. Just taught you everything that I've taught you today. Doesn't mean I'm going to be right with every single trade you take. But I'm telling you, if you exercise or put in the hard work and take the trades that I'm telling you to trade, which is 100 at first, and go again for 100, you will start to realize what's going to work for you and what's not, regardless of my teachings, okay?
Yes.
Yes,
I hope everybody found this useful. I know
yes.
you need to watch it back, but as I said, this went on for a little bit longer, so I apologize to everybody, your family.